there, saber fans. Today I want to review a lightsaber that I've actually had for a while, but I haven't done a review since this isn't something that was pre-built by any vendor. I actually just bought separate parts, made little modifications to each part, and then put this together for my NeoPixel. Now, I did get a request to review a Crimson Dawn Overlord. I'll leave a link in the description for that saber below in the comment section. But since I didn't have that saber, but I did have the emitter that saber comes with, I thought maybe I'll go ahead and just review this as a whole with attention to the emitter to go ahead and do that review. So I've done several modifications, as you can see. Things like gold trim here on the switch section. I'm sorry, the chrome, not gold, chrome tape there. I've got silver in this grip section. I've done a review on this grappler from Vire Sabers in the past. But I've also done, I had someone do some powder coating for me, which I don't know if you're going to be able to really see kind of the rainbow kind of glitter in that. But they also did this purple grip section. So let's go ahead. I'm going to break this saber down and let's take a closer look. So I've actually taken the emitter, this grip section off, just to kind of show you, really where the core ends. Just because I specifically got this as a grip section. So normally this would actually fit under the switch section, but because it's longer and it has that, these grips, I really wanted that to be where I like to hold it. I like to hold the sabers just under the emitter, so having something that has those grips there not only helps, but it actually makes it really balanced, because as you notice, if I lay this out and then put the blade there, when it makes contact, I'm actually holding the bottom of the blade. So most of the core of the saber is actually below, and that really helps with the weight, especially for these NeoPixel blades, because they're a lot heavier. And I specifically got a 32-inch rather than a 36, which also helps with that balance. So having, a longer emitter grip choke point, if you will, really helps with balance on these heavier sabers. The other reason is that this is chunky. You can see the thickness there compared to, say, the thickness of this. There's quite a bit of difference, and even though these two parts are about the same length, but this doesn't have, there's really no material up here past the spikes, this is actually heavier than this is. So I needed a little bit more length there just to keep it a little bit more balanced. But this saber, I'm going to leave another link in the description for Vire Sabers that sells this part directly. Now, Crimson Dawn started to sell individual parts a while back as well, so they also have this on their website, but I did get this from Vire Sabers. They're all compatible parts, LGT. But they come in solid black, solid silver, like a frosted silver. I think they're starting to make it in chrome now too, as well as like a dark gunmetal silver. So again, I'll leave a link in the comments. But I specifically, so in addition to doing the powder coating to match the bottom here with that kind of rainbowy, glittery effect, I took aluminum foil tape, which is just, I've got my rubber band here. It's just a tape that is actually aluminum foil, and so I cut out parts that were specifically cut to fit in here. And then when I put them along here, I then took a chrome marker and just kind of put over that to make sure that the color was the same. Because I really wanted these to actually look like blades at the top of it. And I'm really pleased with the way that came out. Also, these retention screws are something I just went to the hardware store, got a little M4 bit of screw, and these little ball caps. And it kind of gives it like a little bit of a look like there's little spikes on the side. So pretty pleased with the way that turned out. The aluminum foil tape, again, I also put in between these grooves just to make it look like these are more like, like the Graflex, Anakin Skywalker, Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader, where they have these T-grips, but instead of having T-grips, they're just solid. And this is also pretty heavy too, so that helps with the balance as well, since this is a bit thicker on the back end. I could also do a thicker pommel if I wanted to, but I really just liked the look of this as is. And I also have a little button switch here that I got from someone that does these 3D printed, and it goes right into the charging port, and I kind of special cut a little bit there that can actually allow the switch to work. So little control box, and I just push the button there. So let me put together and show you that. Before I do put this together, one thing I did want to mention was that if you're going to get this emitter, I highly recommend an extension. You don't have to get a full grip section like I've done here. You can get choke points or just regular extensions, because otherwise, with how high the base comes in here, whether it's baselit or the NeoPixel pins, there's really not enough room to grab onto this. You don't want just the bottom of this to be gripped. You don't want something a little bit higher up that will give you better hold, especially if you're going to duel with this, or even just to keep it in there. Like I said, this is a heavier blade, so if you're going to do some spinning, it really helps to make sure that it's got a secure hold. And that's pretty much my review of my custom saber here that I've made for my Profi NeoPixel. And I actually have a XenoPixel sword that I've done review that has the cross guards on it. That's kind of more my NeoPixel. Most of my lightsabers are just baselit. So ceremonially, this is actually my wife's saber. So that's one of the reasons why I wanted to kind of really give it a little bit of extra color, a little bit extra flash. So. And of course this has that beautiful rainbow blade. Well, I hope you guys have enjoyed my review, and as always, may the Force be with you.